We have members that not only move people and they move them safely, but we have members that move freight, and lots of freight. And some of that freight is what keeps families warm and what feeds families across this country, and in some cases in Canada as well.
The way that a lot of management tries to run their different airlines, different departments, if we didn't have a representation like the IAM to help keep them in line, they would basically run all over us. Yeah, they'd be flying, but they'd be flying with unhappy employees.
We've always believed in unions. I've watched my dad when he had the strikes, when things got thin at home, we made it. But he said if we would struggle through this, because of the union, we'd have a better life, and we did.
Worked as an outside sales rep for a travel agency for many, many years. No union. You could lose your job in the drop of a hat pin. If you say you had a disagreement with your boss, you could lose your job and there would be no recourse.
We're looking to promote and better the economy of the United States, the economy of Canada. We're looking to just promote our economy and make it better for everyone, all workers.
Workers without a contract, they are up the creek without a paddle. They have no say-so, they have no voice, they have no representation.
Gives us the security in knowing what our wages will be, knowing that we're going to have holiday days.
You always have a sense of security that whatever's going to happen, you have someone there on your side to sit with you through good and maybe not so good.
It's that equalizer to make sure that no one gets messed over at all. It's a great equalizer.
Me being a single mom, having that support of the union, knowing that your job is secure and you're not as scared that next time your child's sick that you're going to lose your job.
As a father, knowing that I'm going to have health benefits for myself, my wife, and my kids, it's extremely important to me.
I look at it as like having my own attorney. It's like if you're gonna, make a change or, do something that's gonna, take us out of our daily routine, check with my lawyer first.
With the FAA, if they're ever involved, to have a legal team behind you is fantastic, because once they can get a hold of you, a lot of things can happen.
The IAM backs me up with the safety issues as far as making sure that even though it's getting done, we don't want to get it done with somebody getting hurt or not being done the right way.
Because of the volatility of our industry over the last 13, 14 years, we have to recognize that without unions, and particularly the IAM, the corporations would devastate the whole workforce.
Without the union, we would be subcontracted out. No one would have a job, or you would not have a job that would take care of your needs.
Everyone else has a contract from the managers on up, and we're left with nothing if we don't have a contract behind us. We just need that protection.
From 19 men that worked in this building in a pit, maybe right behind us, the fact that they formed our union in the South, which is incredibly unusual, the bravery, the courage they had, look, they risked it all. And I mean, they didn't just risk their jobs, these folks probably risked their lives forming this union.
We all know why we're District 19, because the 19 members started the IAM in the pit down in Atlanta, and that's why we wear these shirts, that if you see the back of it, we have the 19 original members of the IAM. We know that they fought and died for us to have these jobs.
We started out as a transportation union. We started out with 19 gentlemen in Atlanta, Georgia. We've been around 125 years. We've become very diverse, and we've continued to grow.
The diversity in our union is tremendously helpful for us. Even within our local lodge, we have fleet service, customer service, reservations, even mechanics, and we're all able to work together for the betterment of our union.
Not only do we represent employees that make our aircraft, we represent the maintenance people who service those aircraft, the people who load those aircraft, flight attendants who work those aircraft, the gate agents and customer service who handle the passengers riding those aircraft. Of course, there's strength in numbers. If we have a problem in the cabin or on the ground, we have an IAM brother or sister to turn to.
Just walking around, when you see them wearing their pin, their tags of the IAM, it just makes you feel important and part of a much bigger thing than just, being a flight attendant.
You have what you have because it started with them 19 guys, and it's our job to carry that on. And don't take this for granted, you know, that you have a good job with good benefits and you have vacation time, and you cannot just be fired without the IAM backing you.
The ideas and dreams of the 19 men who started our union right here will never change, and we'll continue to foster that as well.
I'm a second-generation railroader here in Chicago. My father is also a machinist here at the Chicago facility, and the union has been fighting for my father's rights even before I was born, so it's got a special meaning for me, you know, in my family. It's been taking care of us and fighting for our rights as labor workers for a long time.
I mean, I went from living in a one-room, rented room, driving a 25-year-old car, to now with the IAM being a multiple property owner in another state, and my wife and I both driving new cars. So there's a difference right there.
I was furloughed 2008. I was gone for 3 years. Without the union, I wouldn't be back here. So I'm glad we have a union representation on.
We were purchased by SkyWest Airlines, which is a non-union carrier, about 2 years ago. And our flight attendants make an average of 40% more than those flight attendants do just by having a union with a great contract.
I'm a cancer survivor, and I got my diagnosis in November. I was, afraid of being let go. Anything could have happened at this point because I was looking at quite a few months off of work. And I mean, just starting with a company, not really the coolest thing. So having the union behind me, I met with them, and it just made the whole process go a lot more smoothly. I did all my treatments, went through all my surgeries, wasn't worried about anything. Really surprising the way it turned out. But without the IAM, I think that it might have turned out a different way.
We said knowledge is power, and you get knowledge by education. And we are one of the only, if not the only union that has its own education facility. The Wimpisinger Technology Center provides education for all, not only for our members and shop stewards, but also for our reps, full-time reps, where they get classes in collective bargaining, advanced collective bargaining, arbitration, legislation, and political knowledge.
Laws are passed on Capitol Hill, and you know it's got to be IAM workers standing there working for you right there. Otherwise, none of this will get done. I mean, not just from us. You got to have those guys that's there, and you know that they got to be doing their job.
The same day that the Transportation Security Administration announced that they were going to allow small knives back on the aircraft, our legislative department said, no way, and they started reaching out to members of Congress.
Because of the manpower on Capitol Hill that week, we were able to obtain 145 congressional signatures to help prevent keeping knives to be allowed on board our aircraft.
Whenever we have a need, whether it would be from strategic resources, legislative, or legal, they work for us. They work for our members. They're here. They know the IAM. They know the history behind the IAM. And then when I ask them a question, they know exactly what I want, they know exactly what I need, and they know the answer to give me. But at the end of the day, this building belongs to a member. I'm just a steward of that, and I'm proud to be their leader and to guide them and to look after them and to protect them and their families. I personally feel a tremendous amount of pride, and I think that if you talk to any one of our members who work in transportation, once they see an airplane take off and fly into the sky and they contributed to how that plane got there, it's a tremendous amount of pride that you get for the work that we do.
Sometimes when I see trains go by, I'm like, man, I had something to do with doing daily something on that.
It's an overwhelming feeling to know that a piece of equipment, like a locomotive engine that we worked on, is pulling these passengers, hundreds of passengers, across the nation every day. I mean, it gives you a sense of pride.
You know, when we exit the airport, we can see when our passengers exit the airport, and you see their families waiting for them and hugging them and crying, or people from the military coming home. It's a really beautiful thing to get to be part of that.
We have the experience. We know what's going on with mergers. We have to deal with those struggles, and we know how to handle it. We are the best transportation union there is.
It's a historic thing, and it's something we need to embrace. And the IAM has embraced it, and the IAM is going to help us protect our rights while we work for the railroad.
Every American relies on the transportation industry. The goods and services we buy in the grocery store, the way that they're shipped, how we visit our friends and family across the country, around the world. There's so many different aspects of this industry, and it's so exciting to be part of a union who has a hand in every single one of those aspects.
This union is always moving forward, always forward. We never take a step back, never.